Hello and welcome to another video. So today we are checking out an Elana Haven build for Unlimited, very similar to the one we checked out last time, but I think it's got, slight differences, something like Father of Refinement and things like that. So we're going to be playing this one. We'll give it a good look over, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. So first up, Haven versus Sword. Hoping this match is a pretty okay one. I played these last night and recording them in the morning, so trying to remember which replays were half decent. Good starting hand though, a Unicorn Knight, Queen of Hope, and Tender Rabbit Healer. You can't really go wrong with those initial draws. Those are a pretty nice lineup. And Keel and Golden Bell. I'll take it. Definitely worth it. So Leod, Crescent Blade. Again, not really a big problem for us. We can deal with things like that quite easily at this deck. Zendar Vanguard, that's not great, but also manageable. We got Realm of Repose as well, which is pretty decent. If we can just get an Elana now, we should be pretty set. Luckily we have got the Bell play. Unfortunately this wasn't my great game, so we'll move on to the next one, but pretty nice lineup for the early game. Alright, on to one that's a little bit longer. Haven versus Haven. I had checked this game over, so this should be okay. It gets hard to get full matches sometimes, just due to the fact that most people, once you get a solid early game, will just quit. That's what Shadowverse has turned into as of late. You don't get any super drawn out games a lot of the time, unless they think they definitely have a chance. So early Golden Bell, again, a great play. I love my early Golden Bell plays. We've also got the Hoverbob Mercenary, which is actually a pretty decent turn 2 play, and since we already got 3 and 4, we're actually looking fairly comfortable with all these cards. Realm of Repose is not super useful yet, but I'm sure we can take advantage of it next turn when we have the Elana coming up on 5. We just need something else to fill out the curve for it to be decent. Speaking of filling out the curve, a Unicorn. Going to work well. So I'm not too worried about leaving these alive. Honestly, Realm is just mainly set up for the Elana next turn, because I want to be able to get one turn of protected followers where I can have a full board buff. Well, 50-50. And lucky us, it hit the neutral. Great. So with a nice Elana play, we can actually get this board out pretty decently. Plus we can buff it using repair mode, and leave us with some fairly decent stats. Luckily, they can't proc those amulets yet, which is good. Now, I do play these slightly out of order. I should have went for Zoe first, then went for the Unicorn, getting the extra draw off it, but a small misplay. Wasn't going to make too big a difference. We still get a lot of damage for this turn. Enough so that the opponent actually quits outright, which is okay. I mean, we definitely had a solid board. So it's definitely going to be one of those weeks where Shadowverse is just kind of in a lull. There isn't much going on. Unless we have an announcement after I've made this video, or sometime during the week after this video, there's nothing that's really going to be happening. Shadowverse is kind of dying out as far as anything new or exciting coming. Most of the events are pretty much over now. We've got the Unlimited Cup, that's about it. But there's not really anything going on right this moment. This month is just a really chill month after the expansion. Would have been nice to hear at least something about nerfs or changes by now. Obviously with the Typhoon, makes sense we haven't heard a lot. So a really good early game here. 1 drop into 2 drop. You can do a nice 3. Even if I'm sacrificing kill, getting at least 2 damage out of it. Well, 4 with the extra, of course, attack was really quite valuable. And we're really set up for an okay turn 4 potentially. I go for Realm. Realm is great before Elana. That's why I like to use it on, say, turn 4 here if I'm going first. Sometimes on turn 3 if I'm not trying to set up followers. Since once you play it with the Elana, you can really do whatever you want in the following turns, and that's great. The only problem here is that I can't get over this Elana without spending my Realm of Repose potential out. So I have to either sacrifice the Realm of Repose potential or throw in the Elana. I decide to hold off so I can get the extra buffs. And I've got to admit, they definitely have more value, the buffs, so it makes sense on why I'd want to hold off. But it does give them a free turn to buff as well, so I guess it was a trade-off that I had to decide whether it was worth making. Zoe, or Queen of Hope. It'll get its nice buff out, which is great. Unfortunately, because of the dragon, I couldn't use the rabbit very easily. But I did make at least as much advantage of it as I could. And leaving them with just what they've got left should be fine. So I can only get rid of the lower cost stuff, which is good. My bigger stuff gets to survive nicely. And with Knuckle Eye and None, we are going to be able to do another buff. Great. Since it allows me to take these out without too much trouble. And we can go for another nice 4 damage. Elana working at its finest. We've also got the Decree, which is actually going to be really nice to take this if we need it.
I will defend through the end.
So I can take out 3 things. That's actually a really good trade-off. Else on the other hand, don't really have too many options. I don't want to really Decree this turn yet. So I decide to go as wide as I can, set up the repair mode. It does give us, of course, the ping, which is great, and we get the 5 damage, so 7 total for the turn. Can't really go too wrong with that. It looks like they're going for a very similar line of play. Now this is the turn where Decree may have been okay. Of course, I have got other options here. Father of Refinement is one definitely good option. So getting in the damage I need. I could have dealt 7 then, and honestly that probably would have been the way to go. I couldn't have done the healing, of course, and went for lethal, but it still would have been alright. Although I could have probably come up with a way to go for lethal that turn if I had thought about it a bit more. I definitely had options. And that's not a great draw. I mean, it's good. It leaves him with just 1 health, like if I went to face, but I had to get rid of the kill. Too dangerous. At least they sacrificed a lot to get rid of that, so that's a bonus. Another holy bow though. Definitely a rough situation to be stuck in. This is definitely a longer game. Haven versus Haven usually is. So I decided to Decree the board and set up my own. Probably could have set up a second Elana. Would have been probably better, honestly. Godsworn with their own Elana. Yep. That's definitely Elana would have been the better way to do things. That's an okay draw, Holy Bow. But I do need something to go along with it. Robo Wing, okay. So they only need to be able to heal this turn. And they still will be 1 short if they heal, so that's actually okay. We got 1 health left. It's not looking great for us. Fortunately, we can remove the 15-15 this turn with the 3-3. The problem was going to be getting over the 8-9, which we didn't have any options in hand, but they don't know that and ended up giving up. So, it's definitely a win in my book. So, while the last game definitely ended on a weird note, a win is a win at that point. We had a very good back and forward. We were both running Elana decks, which showcases both pretty nicely. And honestly was an all-round good match. I actually really enjoyed playing against that guy, even though it was on the longer side. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. You'll find the deck list in the description below. Until next time, guys. See ya.